memorable feud that everyone always talks about from Quebec is you and your brother against the Garvins. Do you want to go over your memories of that feud?
Yeah, well, actually, it's something that just came out of the blue because it was a coincidence because Jimmy Garvin was here for he had called Gino to be booked and for the summer because he was going to spend the summer in Quebec, so pick up a few shots, pay his expenses. At the same time, Ronnie Garvin, and they hadn't spoken to each other, Ronnie Garvin decided to come to Montreal. They came in, finally they wound up, and Ronnie the same thing. He wanted to spend the summer, see his parents a bit because they were getting older. And that's when they came up with the idea, hey, we could team you guys up, Jimmy Garvin, Ronnie Garvin, and we could work an angle with the Rougeaus and, see how it goes. So they said, sure, why not? They didn't expect, they expect that. And then we did the angle at the Forum, the Saint Jean-Baptiste massacre, which turned out, like I said, it was so intense and so real that even the next day, you had a hard time walking, But it touched something here in the province. It touched the people. It touched my dad was implicated in it, but it just touched a chord, and it set off something where we established attendance records all over in the province, and it just. And the thing about that, sometimes people ask me, what was one of your best matches you had? It's the Garvins and the Rougeaus at the Montreal Forum, the return from when we did the angle. When we did that return, for me, that's one of the best matches I ever had. The intensity was out of this world. It was a sellout at the Forum. They turned people away in the streets. The screaming was so loud. The people were yelling so loud that it was distorting in the ears. How if you turn up a speaker too loud, all of a sudden the sound just vibrates, it doesn't sound. That's what it was sounding like in the ears. It was so loud. And the Garvins brought the best out of the Rougeaus, and I think the Rougeaus brought the best out of the Garvins. It was just, like I said, a match made in heaven. Everybody brings out the best of each other, and everybody was intense. Ronnie Garvin's a tight worker, rugged worker, which that I appreciate, and I like to be that way too. Jimmy Garvin brought a compliment to Ronnie's style. I have my style. My brother compliments my style. So everybody complimented each other, and it came out with a winning recipe.
Were you surprised when Ronnie Garvin went on to become NWA World Champion?
No. For me, it was very deserving, rightfully so. He's very credible, excellent worker. He was in the right organization. At the NWA, it was different than the WWF back then. They were still, like Ted Turner would call it, still wrestling. Yeah. Well, Ronnie Garvin was a wrestler, and he fit into that mold. He fit into that type, and that's who Ronnie Garvin was. So he was perfectly deserving of his spot as NWA champion. Too bad it didn't last longer. But like I said, in the business there are always politics, and there are reasons for that. But I wasn't surprised. I was happy for him. He deserved it.